Hey guys, just thought I'd do another cast to retrieve, walk you through what we're doing up here today. So I've got, first things first, I've got my deck all nice and clear, as you can see there. That side of the legend's all nice and clear. I've got my electric motor down on a low setting, just so I can make slight minor little adjustments. You can see what I'm fishing to there. Fish sitting hard on the bottom, flat lining, a couple of fish up off the bottom there. They're the fish that we're targeting. Okay. We're at late March at Somerset Dam, southern side of Pelican Point, 25 to 30 foot of water. Bunch of cast out there as far as we can. You don't have to be the most competent caster, just so long as you get it out there as far as you can. Have a quick look at the clock. 50 seconds we got there. I'll tell you why we do that in a second. Then I'll squish all the line out. As you just saw there, just swish out any of the excess slack line there. Right down, this is a 90 or 100 foot fly line. I'm right down to my backing there. Now that was at 50 seconds there before. The reason why I look at my watch and I use my watch to count my fly line down, I'm in 30 feet of water. Fly line sinks at about 5.5–6 inches per second, or so it says on the packet. So I want to wait or count that fly line down for about a minute. The reason why I use my watch is that it's repeatable, dependable. I know exactly how long it is that I've sunk it down. I can repeat that next cast if I get a fish this cast. That, and if you're doing this all day, it saves you sitting there going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 50 times in an hour. So we just sink that fly line down. We're just coming up to a minute there now. Sometimes you can let it go a little bit longer. Sometimes the fish respond to it popping up out of the mud. These guys are just up off the bottom a little bit now. They just moved up a little bit. You can see it's nice and calm there now. So we're just at a bit over a minute. First things first, I'll just take a couple of long strips till I feel the weight of the line. Once I get the belly out of it, just take those long draws out to get the belly out of it, and then I'll just do these short, sharp little strips. 3 or 4 of them, pause. 3 or 4 of them, pause. 3 or 4 of them, pause. Once I do 3 or 4 of those little strips, I'll leave it pause for a little bit longer, up to 10 seconds. Maintaining tension on the line to feel if there's any bites as the fly line is sinking. You can see I've just got a really slight little ripple of wind coming towards me now. That's just a perfect amount of breeze just to get a nice little wind drift going. Covering some ground. A little bit of breeze like that's good, particularly if you're not a very confident or competent caster. I don't claim to be a good caster by any means, so a little bit of wind's definitely beneficial. Oh, there was a hit. Oh, there's another bite, just on the drop, on pause. Oh, there's another little bite. Playing with it a bit, I'll just try it, yeah, there we go. Just did a couple of longer, faster strips then after those couple of bites, just to try and entice a bite. One's come up and eaten it there. Oh, he's got a bit of weight about him. You can go reasonably hard on these fish sometimes. You've got a 9 foot rod, plenty of flex in the fly line. I've got about a 6 foot twisted leader. But he's got some stink to him too. He's going alright. He might be a good fish, this guy. Oh, yep. See there, my cast indicator coming through. It's always difficult fighting fish on fly when you're by yourself. Difficult to have control over them. Those fish are 8 feet, 9 feet away from you when using a little short handle net. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. He's going to be pushing the 50, that guy. Oh, maybe not, more mid 40s. And there he goes. End of the net. And look at that. No, he's a good fish. Definitely the best fish for the day. See, that fly's just pinned him just in the top lip of the mouth there. Just in the top of the mouth. right in the top there. Sharp little hooks on these flies. That's a good fish. I'm real happy with him for this time of year. Particularly on fly as well. So I might get a couple of nice photos with him, because he's a nice fish. Very happy with him.